Hey guys, what's up? It's Michael here. So today let's talk about why you're not getting results with cold emails and cold messages in general, and why you're not able to actually turn cold messages into meetings and then revenue. And by far, the biggest reason why you're not able to do that is not what you think. But after training more than 100 people in becoming A+ go-to-market engineers, clay operators, etc., the biggest reason is that you're basically focusing your time in things that do not move the needle. And I made this video on purpose to actually simplify everything and show you why 99% of people are not getting results, and they are not getting results because of only 3 things. And every time you go on LinkedIn and you discover about Lovable and Cursor and the new GPT feature and the new tool again, thinking that they can give you an edge, but it's not true. It is not giving you an edge. New technology, adding new technology is not giving you an edge. And you're spending 90% of your time in this kind of activities while what actually moves the needle is something that is totally different. And in this video, basically, we go over the 3 things that can actually give you an edge in moving the needle, trying to simplify everything and making it work. And reason number 1 is the list. It's obvious again, but 99% of people that I trained weren't able to generate a proper list. Or at least they thought that they can actually generate a proper list when it wasn't, okay? Because most of the times, maybe the client give you the list, maybe you already have the list in the CRM, maybe you try to actually get the list from Apollo or something like that, but you think that the list is good, but it is not good. It's probably broken, okay? For example, if I go now on Apollo and I try to get like all the, I don't know, I put the keywords, agency, and put Facebook ads, Meta ads, whatever, because I want agencies that basically do Facebook ads or Meta ads or whatever, right? I get the list, blah, 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 then I get the emails, then I get the people, then I start sending, etc. The problem is that list is probably at least 50% broken or useless. And then you complain why you're not getting results. The problem is the list. So, or you have a way to actually check one-on-one of the results of the list and making sure it's really your ICP, both on a company level or a people level, or the list is broken. And still today, the only way to do that in an efficient way is clay.com. And you really just need Clay Agent, okay? So once you have a list, you can do a given company domain, is this really B2B or B2C? And you will figure out that 20% was B2C. Maybe there were even insurance agencies inside of that list. Secondly, is this really an agency selling a marketing service? Yes or no? And you figure out that another 30% wasn't a fit. You see? And then you get the people. And then you use another Clay agent to actually figure out if those people are great. So using agents inside of your list building basically change your game. And it's pretty easy to do this. I really just use Clay agent like 99% of the times, okay? Is company domain or company name really an agency? Is really B2B? Return yes or no. And if you're good, you should get, if you check my other videos, longer videos, you should actually get results for pennies, okay? So even if you have like 20,000, 10,000 different rows, it should be okay. Secondly, this is good list versus bad list. So good list is when you actually use agents to verify every single row, every single contact, and it's cheap now. It's very cheap. It wasn't cheap like 2 years ago. Now it's really cheap and it's mandatory to do. Uniquely.com, full stop. Small versus big list, okay? So if you're fast, basically there are 2 ways of actually sending cold messages. One is you use like a very large TAM and you try different value propositions. We will see this later. Or you create micro lists. For example, we talked about before agencies selling Meta or Facebook ads. One micro list is companies that are trying to go international, that maybe they are hiring for people outside of the main headquarters. This is a micro sub list, okay? Or maybe only the one that are maybe from Europe that want to go inside of US, or maybe whatever, basically, okay? This is small list versus big list, okay? How can you create a lot of micro lists leveraging Clay? Again, it's very easy. Clay just filter out, is this company really trying to go international? Is this company from Europe but trying to sell to US? Is it from Europe but with US clients? All this information online for free, okay? By the way, guys, if you check the description in this video, I basically turn people into paid GTM engineers, and I have a program where basically you land a Clay client in 90 days or money back. It's just enough to click on the second link. In the first link, you can actually download 95 plus of my Clay and GTME trainings. While if you're a B2B company, especially a company that is making more than 1 mil in revenue per year, and you want to implement outbound or revenue operations systems on your business, third link, you can actually book a call with me, okay? Let's go back. So I was saying good versus bad list, clay.com, clay agent, small versus big list again. And then the small list would become part of the message, which is the second point. So to simplify everything, list, message, deliverability. Just focus on these three. List is extremely important, must be verified and must be very good, must be verified one-on-one. Big list versus small list. Message, nobody's really good at writing cold messages. I think even 99% of Clay agencies or cold email agencies, I'm pretty sure they actually don't know how to write cold messages, okay? How to write a cold message? So a cold message or a cold offer, which is a different thing, but has like some things in common. First, it has ideally deliverables, ideally a time delay, ideally a mechanism, ideally social proof. And most of people are trying to put inside of the message like 2,000 different things. We solve this, this, and this problem. They are not relevant. They put a lot of text, etc. A good message for cold is usually painfully short, like less than 50 words, less than 100 words. They contain all these elements, and it's extremely clear. And it's extremely clear what's there for the client, for the prospect. Okay? And basically, I have a way, 90% of the times I use this template. Hi, first name, personalized first line, why is it relevant? If I could, generate text result in X time, unique system, social proof. Would you be interested in speaking? Regards, Mike. And it's actually an art to turn your business, your offer, your whatever inside of this message. Okay? For example, a student of mine basically was trying to sell like a direct mail platform. This was his message. Name, so you provide mail services, so I thought this would be relevant. Decent first line. If we could join your next demo and show our white label tracking platform under your name, so your client, blah, 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 blah. This is everything about him, about the company, not about the client. This is how you turn it into a cold message. I notice you're offering direct mail services to companies in state. If you could make your clients spend 2x more on direct mail services, thanks to our direct mail attribution platform that shows in real time the power of paper to clients, like we did for X and Y, would you be interested in speaking? You see the difference between the two? You have like a clear KPIs, it's extremely specific. The unique mechanism is very specific, and people can really believe in it. It makes a lot of sense. Okay? Social proof, painfully short, no link, no nothing. Okay? And this is the ultimate art. Okay? Turning a message into a cold message, or even better, turning an offer into a cold offer. Okay? And especially cold emails works very well when you have like a greedy intro offer, okay? Something that generates a deliverable, like I will generate for you 20 meetings in less than 60 days, thanks to our system, like we did for X, Y, and Z, guaranteed. This works extremely well with cold traffic. This is the holy grail of turning cold traffic into revenue, okay? Problem is, most of the companies don't actually have a cold offer, don't have an offer at all, most companies actually, and they're used to sell to referral and warm traffic, okay? So to actually be able to sell to cold traffic, you must be at least 10x better, okay? And most companies can actually figure out a cold offer. I really believe that at least 50% of companies can actually figure out a cold offer. The other, you will have like, for example, if you sell to enterprises, it's extremely difficult to have a cold offer, even if you can. But most of the times, it's very difficult. But you can actually use amazing lead magnets if you can with cold offers, okay? For example, you can invite people to a workshop that is very valuable. You can send them something that is very valuable. You can put in the front end like a free productized service that is very valuable, okay? For example, you're selling like enterprise brand management. You can probably figure out like a tool, like a free tool or free or a productized service or a workshop that becomes a productized service that calculate brand reputation or at scale find possible brand damages, okay? And to be fair, outbound in general is the game of saying something that the market is very aware of. So it works very well with value proposition that are revenue increase, okay? It's way easier to actually use cold emails to book meetings for services that increase revenue, such as advertising, such as SDR services, than companies that save money, like automation. Why? Because the majority of the market is aware that needs more revenue. Everybody wants more revenue, you see? List, message, and offer, okay? Deliverability. In 2025, of course, in 2026, it's very important, especially for cold emails. It's everything, probably, because if 70% of your emails go to spam, there's nothing to do. You can have the best list in the world, the best message in the world, but it won't really move the needle, right? How to have great deliverability. This is a huge topic, but to make it as easy as possible, since I don't have all the day to actually make this video, is use smart lead plus clay plus lead magic. And when you find work email with lead magic, you get the emails, validate the email with lead magic. Then you choose as valid everything that is status, valid, substatus, empty, MX provider. You get rid of Mimecast, Proofpoint, etc. You can actually add a checkbox column where you say exactly what I told you. Status valid, substatus is empty, MX provider does not contain Mimecast or Proofpoint, return true. Okay? Then you save this as a template. So when you have to find new emails, would be way easier. Save as a template, and every time with one click you can use it. This will make the list way smaller, of course. For example, if you're sending to 10,000 people, you can safely only reach 3,000 people. This is the reality of cold emails in every niche, almost. And I really like Smart Lead. I suggest, if you're a beginner, to buy the addresses and the domains from Smart Lead, and then warm up for at least 3 weeks, basically. I have another video where I go over all of this. Maximum 10 messages per day. I keep open rate active, and I only track open rate and reply rate. When reply rate is lower than 1% and open rate is lower than 30%, for me it's a broken address, and I get rid of it and buy new ones. This is the reality of cold emails. So it's very dynamic, okay? Google and Outlook don't want you to send emails. It's very dynamic. And this is how to survive. This is technical. This is not that difficult to figure out, but you need practice. This is kind of an art, okay? You will get good with experience, but just focus your time to get 1% better at one of these 3 every day, okay? This is how you become like world class. 1% better every day at list building, 1% better every day at message. Study the best people, work with the best people, work one-to-one with the ones that are the best to actually absorb their knowledge. For example, when I work one-on-one with students, I roast their copy live, one-on-one. So they see, oh, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Oh, yeah, my message doesn't really work because you launch something, people are 100% convinced that it is good. I check the message, it sucks, but like 100%. I already know that it won't work, okay? But it's not something that you can get just sending emails. You need the feedback. You need like someone to talk with that can provide feedback fast, okay? Again, deliverability is technical. Again, it changes very fast. Check what's going on, stay in touch with other people, because maybe someone figured out something that is working right now and you can leverage that small window to actually send a lot of messages and land in the right inbox. These 3 together will make you a master. Okay? Guys, thanks so much. See you in the next video.